Namaskar, good evening to all of you. On the sixth day of World Mental Health Week, we have a very special speaker with us, Honorable Dr. Harsha Khandelwal ma'am. He is a psychologist and also a director and founder of corporate Parijat. She is serving the society in field of mental health and providing a humanity a right way to how to be mentally healthy. So now taking too much time now, I would like to request ma'am to kindly come forward and proceed his her topic that is mental health and nature's gifts. Thank you so much ma'am for your valuable time. Now you can proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samyak. It was nice seeing DSVB alumni shining all over the globe. And like Karuna organization, we are working for preserving, promoting mental health. Definitely, mental health is for everyone, for everywhere, and this is a wonderful initiative by Karuna organization and conducting such kind of sessions by various eminent speakers. I was been attending some of them, talking about Homa, talking about Ayurveda, talking about resilience, and this is a whole package what Karuna is bringing together. This is very wonderful. In this fine evening, uh, on the auspicious day of Mahashtami, post Nadyog, because from 6 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. in India, IST, we do a group meditation, Nadyog, with a music. This is recharging ourselves as well as to channelize the entire untireless day we were been into. So, with superb energy and collecting all that, let us start discussion on mental health, a nature's gift. And definitely, with nature's gift, we agree that mental health is a boon. It is a wonderful gift of the nature. Nature is just perfect. Ma Prakriti, Mother Nature, with any of the names we call. But when it comes with special reference to mental health, whatever we use, whatever we do, from morning till night, to again starting off an another day into an cyclic process, whatever approaches we use, individual approaches, integrated approaches, or sometimes as a therapy, Mother Nature is only the solution. If we find various ways, that what could be the ways to keep ourselves mental balance, what could be such ways to keep mental health handy at all the times. It may be we are at our workplace, wherever we are student, we are at our learning stage, we are householders, but every single task we carry for the entire day, that is being programmed with the mind. And when our mind is balanced, when we have a good level of mental health, rest of our life goes into and flow. Many times I see, I deal with people, I talk to clients, I discuss various talks into corporate. People sometimes are still not that clear about mental health. It is being taken as a special or separated room. Why it can't be a core part of our life? Why not? I wonder talking about or thinking about. Here, I would start with a small discussion in a discourse I have recently read and come across with. You know how intelligent, how smart is our Mother Nature. In a handful of researchers or maybe advanced technologies, we human are, just bombarded saying that we are superly talented, we are upcoming with various upgradations, 2G, 3G, 4G, and we are updating and we are winning over the nation, we are winning over the globe, and we are the rulers. But when we see the nature, how it works, the principles, the concept, how the system of nature is well organized, well set, and at least 5% if we follow as a lifestyle or as a part of our daily routine, then that would be a radical change in us. Like in our school learning, we have many times come across that any heavy goods, the solids, is always heavy and it stores inside internal of the water. On the flip side, when any lighter object is being pushed inside the water, what happens? It floats upper layers, it floats overly, it doesn't stores inside, but all heavy materials it stores. It was a wonderful discussion, but this concept applies at every object we see around, at our table, at our workstations, wherever we are. But when it comes with the ice, the water, the solid form of water is ice. Yes, we use this very often, but that ice, even though it is a solid form, it is heavier, but it doesn't goes inside. The initial layer, when we keep refrigerate water and turn it into an ice, it starts from the upper layers overly, because nature knows there are lots of creatures inside water, into ponds, into lakes, into rivers, and as it begins. A small concept we know very well, but how nature rules this. Or else you see surrounding to you, maybe the seasonal change, maybe the fruits and veggies we get, it has been everything connected with the nature. And that is very, very prominent. So here, dealing with a brief intro, and now I start my screen share. Hope you can see my screen now. Discussing some of the concepts, how in spirituality we are connected with the nature, how mental health can be kept handy, and how it's a huge gift. Some of the points, starting with the most iconic, most destination, what we talk about, Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. We are that reflection which exists already in the cosmic. Everything. It is the most highest form of energy, and that is inside us. We are that drop of energy where we come from and where we pray, we are being blessed of. And if this concept, if we connect to our nearby, we see a reflection of this, the concept, whatsoever it may be, the message is being naturally gifted by the nature. Like we often keep on reading the articles that walnut, the dry fruit walnut, akhrot, what we say in Hindi, is very good for our brain, for our better learning. It is like a brain tonic. And the image you see, it is just like a brain. So that a seed, that fruit, that may be any ingredient we use, that reflection, that shape, that color, that size, it naturally says that nature is hinting this is meant for this purpose. Moving to the second one more here, concept. We know these concepts, we are familiar with this. At such platforms, we keep on listening to you. But this is a time where we need to understand that this is a gift. This is not you and me preparing. We are not capable. We are not that divine, or we are not that people who could design these things. The layers of our inner self, Panchkosh, we always talk about. We have a one external most physique which we see with our naked eyes, the physical body. Moving forward to the air body, energy body, then the Manomaya Kosh, where all our feelings, emotions in being placed. Then our intellectual layer, where our insight, where our wisdom, discrimination settles. And then the ultimate inner core layer is the ultimate bliss. This the nature's concept with all these five and these five principles, maybe that is five layers of the body, panchkosh or panch tattva in naturopathy, which is the healing technique. Everything, nature, whatever we not have it, nature hints. What we need to have it, the nature also hints. So, understanding this Panchkosh and Yat Pinde Tat Pramande on the basis of that ultimate, now moving a bit concept how mind works. What is mind? What is mental health? How it works? How it is relevant? You could see mind is only such a variable that is capable of doing and deciding everything. Every single task, whether I sit on my chair, I stand with my feet, I walk to one room, I switch to another room, I put my footwears, I step out of my door, whatever I eat, I drink, whether my tummy is full or not, or I'm having a sweet craving, or I am unable to sleep tonight, I have a very frequency of thoughts, whatever it may be, whether it is positive, whether it is negative, whether it is soothing, or whether it is influencing, it is only and only the reflection of our mind. The major part of mind program or task is to keep thinking, to keep on thoughts. And when this mind is being ruled, all the skills we could naturally get or gained, which is corely needed for success. Only we need to only work on the mind. We talk so many things. There are lots of career options, lots of subjects, lots of topics, lots of concepts and philosophies we come across in this society with lots of people. But after lots of discussion and pondering over deeply, contemplating on that, when we take a pause and think that yes, mind is that one thing which actually have to be channelized, because we are what we think, what mind does. We are actually the reflection of what mind does. Whether In psychology, we use lots of concepts of CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, cognitive learning therapy. It is being first started with cognition, thought. As we think, the second step is that comes into behavior, into our action. We do in the way we think. And the third end result outcome is the person we become. As we think, we do, as we do, we become. Our personality, our persona shapes up in that way. So when we see this chain, three steps, again we realize that only mind has to be thought about. Only mind. And whenever we talk about mind, naturally mental health comes into a shadow. Or whenever we talk about mental health, the mind is, it is being attached. And we see lots of statistics surrounding maybe the suicidals, maybe health issues, maybe the disappointing news all around. How important it is to think appropriately. We have lots of things to do, what not to do, what to do, what to buy, the training, the fashion, the career option, the future goals, so many things, but everything is being channeled and ruled by the nature's master key inside us, that's mind. But we often think about it, we neglect it many a times. And there's a wonderful sentence comes, thinking सोच हमें बनाती है. Whatever we do, my personality, my nature, my attitude, my aptitude, my various helpful nature, how I connect with people, how is my personal life, my professional life, my social life, how I live and how I behave, that is just the reflection of the way I think. But the question is, do I think what has to be thought? Do I pay attention? This has to be think, this has not to be, whether it comes to our thought process. Do we? सोच हमें बनाती है, पर क्या सोचना चाहिए या नहीं सोचते? यह सोचना कि हम क्या सोचे, यही तो सोचने वाली बात है. We never ever think about our thought process. We never work and brush up our thought process. Many of us are updating our applications, our softwares, but not updating our thought process. And what happens without our with channeling of thought? What happens? Either it is positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And this is positive thoughts are good for us, for our definitely mental health, for our physical health, for our entire persona, whether it may be self esteem, maybe self love, our confidence, our performance, our productivity, our ethics, everything. But on the flip side, when it's negative thinking all the time, it is the garbage we are carrying inside us, dear friends. We need to always be very careful what we are carrying. Now, with all this mind discussion, what comes the solution? And where comes the solution? Every one of us will be agreeing, whether it may be positive thinking, a sound mental health, And the good, the more is the better. It is always like a ladder: good, better, and best. The more, the better. And on the other side, if it's negative thinking, negative emotions, poor mental health, it has to be worked on to bring into balance or gain it, preserve it, prevent it, and promote it. How it can be done? It can be with swadhyay, it can be with meditation, it can be with chants, mantras, yoga, it can be with sound sleep, relaxation techniques, yoga nidra, it may be role play, fasting, right way of herbs, diet we use, the aroma we use sometimes, the prayer we do, the laughter, the creative arts techniques we use in our day to day life, and we every one of us have very closely felt during the initial phase of COVID-19. It has been always asked and recommended to connect with your hobbies. Connect with your hobbies. This is the best time and best way to keep ourselves ventilated, charged up in the disappointing time. It may be gardening, keeping surrounding green. And where does it comes from? Whether it may be a cardiac problem, or maybe it is obese, maybe with a negative attitude. We been asked to do various techniques of pranayam, breathing techniques, or having a brisk walk in the park, in the garden. Every single thing we do, or multiply, we take multiple things together and do in a long list of 30 40s therapies in the screen. This is the gift of the nature. If discussing on this into bit more into detail, one by one, it may be a very first opening discussion: swadhyay, reading, and how reading one page or one article or one motivational story, it gives a glucon D energy inside us. It very soon create cognitive restructuring inside us, because we are full of energy, we are charged up. Oh wow, this is the concept to be understand. This is the concept we could be implemented. Many a times a person who are not very much familiar or practicing of reading, not connected with the literature books, or not friendly with the readings, we ask to just read or pick up one quotation and just keep on thinking over that. Chintan manan nididhyasan, keep on deeper contemplating that quotation. And what happens on of a sudden, we are full of energy and charged up. Like one quotation of Swami Vivekanand: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishta Jagrat. Come on, let us start. Let us start up. Arise, awake, arise, awake. When we were into our student time, and our chancellor always reminding and pushing to do positivity in, negativity out. Be born again, here and now. This is the time. There is always a restart button within us. We need a little of fuel that is called determination. a zeal. We need to just push up and we need to start. Many of the mental illness initially begins with deficiency. The diet, right type of diet, the nature gives that. Good amount of veggies, fruits, combinations. And going through all this long list of therapies gifted by the mother nature, it seems to be, oh, it's so long list, but how we could be able to start up or bring into practice? That is very simple, very, very simple. Dear friends, that's lifestyle. Managing a systematic daily routine and implementing such techniques as a part of our daily routine. Just blend up your working routine along with such small principles, and never ever we could fall short of mental health, because it has been everywhere surrounded. For a little kid, when the little child is shouting, crying, and feel exhausted, do not know, and the language we could not understand, you just take him or her outside in the garden, shows the little flowers, the trees, the chirping of the birds, and the mind distracts of a kid, and suddenly the little champ stops weeping and sees to it. This is everywhere surrounded. A nature has gifted us beautiful way of smiling and laughing all the time. It unwraps all the hidden suppressed emotions, and it loosens all the negative hormones, secretes the positive hormones naturally. It may be the meditation, maybe the way of right thinking, maybe yoga, the body connection we could very closely feel with the various practices of yoga. Because mind and body is one same, it is interconnected, it can't be separated. You can't always talk or think about body at an another level, mind at an another level. It is all an integrated holistic approach, and this is being gifted. You don't need to pay anything. This is that beautiful. This is that beautiful. This everywhere surrounded. We just need to incorporate these practices as part of our routine. We need to just understand these concepts. This is nature's uh, by default feeded in all of us. It is inbuilt in all of us. But what happened is, over a period of time, on the name of so called development, we are just getting distracted and destructing our mental health. And with these wrong way of living, or maybe not using such natural gifted techniques as a part of our lifestyle or routine, our mental health being hampered. So, with such techniques, we need to always harness our mental health wherever we are. A small literature, small reading, little of diet, little of fasting, a prayer, and wherever you are, you can do this. Is that easy, without paying anything, without charging anything. I'm sitting here. I do not. Another person, my colleagues, my nearby people, my neighbors sitting in the room, they do not never identify what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, because it is everywhere in the software. And that's the beauty of mental health. I can sit here, I can practice meditation, and I can reach to the Mother Ganga, in the laps of Ganga, in the foothills of Himalayas. I can sit here and I can reach there because I can feel that. And various studies, this is not a blindly speaking out of only imagination or talk, but these are supported with the various researches that a person, when feel, visualize, or suddenly feels cool, feeling warm, a person starting visualizing and imagination so deeply, the person sitting in the southern part of the India feels so chilled that he needs blanket to cover up because he was visualizing and feeling so intensely about the Himalayas. This happened, and it can happen with every one of us. This is not a mystery or miraculous. This is practical, and this is very scientific technique. So with this platform, I request all like-minded people. Maybe we are counselors, we are therapists, we are mental health care workers, we are teachers, we are learners, we are students, whatever may be our backgrounds. This is a high time that we need to come together for spreading mental health. First, for ourselves, our nearby people, our family, our society, neighbors, and gradually to the entire state, country, and globe. In such way, we need to channelize. We need to create such a chain, and this is one of the best platform to build up and make up this chain, because so far till now mental health was not an emergency. Maybe sometimes cardiac arrest or such issues happen, it was an emergency. But mental health, the thankfully the nature is really very merciful, because mental health can't be seen, can't be it has to be just understood, it has to be felt. So when you can't see with your naked eyes, it has to be only felt. It takes time more. So it never ever turns emergency overnight. Slowly, gradually, when we are adapted with the wrong way of living, negative thinking, taking stress negatively, becomes very anxious, we overgreet something, we feel jealous, we feel hurted, we disappoint ourselves, or in such negative ways, it gradually we dump all the negative, the waste inside to our thought level, psychological. We keep on dumping inside, and then it slowly shapes up into an illness. So why not in the very initial phase onwards we keep on doing that? But In this pandemic phase, with some of the people, as a result of this pandemic and with its negative consequences, mental health also sometimes turned as an emergency, that a person is so anxious or inclined towards suicidal ideation and do not know what the step to be taken next. Therefore, I request all like minded people to come together, and in such way, let's always stand for spreading this mental health light for the society, for preventing, preserving, and promoting mental health. The more the better, always. This was a idea on the basis of my current practices of psychological, mental health, mental wellness, that we are not doing this. We are not capable of doing this. Nature has gifted us these ways of practicing and building mental health. So let us do that. If you have any questions or any ideas, we can definitely talk more about that. Thank you very much, entire team of Karuna organization, the active person Samyak, for having me and giving an opportunity to share my thoughts on the basis of my practice, how mental health is a boon and nature's gift with no costing, no charging, nothing. Everything is being available around the four ways we see. बहुत दूर तक देखने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. आप अपने राइट, लेफ्ट, आगे और पीछे देखेंगे, n number of tools and techniques, the ways you can pick up to build up your mental health. So please do that, bring it into practice, and we, every one of, are there with us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful and inspirational session. Before winding up, I have a question. Kindly give a brief about your initiative, Corporate Parijat. What is the philosophy and vision behind it, and what good services you are providing to the society and humanity through this initiative?
Corporate Parijat is a budding organization, I must say. It is being meant for building up mental health, mind management for the corporate professionals. Because whether it may be students or with various sectors, we more or less have various places, various groups, various organizations. Those are already working for them, but seeing very close to the life of a corporate professionals, they more need of mental health and mind management. So designing various modules and packages for corporate professionals to managing their lifestyles and various techniques to keep them handy at their workplaces and keep charged up. So with this purpose, we team Corporate Parijat are working. Our purposes are same, Samyak, just the reach of people may be vary.
Second question is a very formal one. When we talk about the students of psychology who are pursuing their any degree course, whether it is bachelor's, master's, or something, there is a lot of confusions in their mind regarding the profession, as they wants to serve the society, they wants to serve in field of mental health, but they are unable to find a right way. So there are a lot of confusions regarding their professional life, personal life, and other sectors too. So what will be your advice to the students of psychology for a better and right selection of their career, as well as for how they can serve the society too?
I keep on talking to students, and the very first thing I advise them, I say, it may be any career options a person, a student opts. When it is inside you, you are passionate of doing something, you have a core interest, you are eating, you are bathing, you are getting ready, you are sleeping with that continuous passion of thinking, that is your right career choice. It may be any subject choice. And secondly, when it is particular with any of the specializations of psychology, maybe that's clinical, maybe counseling, or maybe organizational, or any of the psychological round ways revolving subject specializations, all are equally demanding. This is the way we present and bring for the society. I repeat my sentence, this is the way we present and bring for the society. Because I see people, they have studied clinical initially, then they have took specialization in industrial, and now they are working for the companies. This can be my own personal story as well. Or dual specialization, they have gone with the counseling, then they have thought of doing adolescent or school, and now they are working into various educational institutions at a very large levels. So this can be any topic. Now this is a high time, and now definitely the new education system, or the way we are opting the subjects, or picking up the career options, job opportunities, this is not only one directional. Earlier it was, in the very initial phase of my 2011, I passed out my masters, and initially I met with the same problem. But now, over a period of 10-12 years, I see a radical 360-degree change in the society's acceptance. Now this is the way we bring for the society. This is not studying of this subject and reaching to this place, or opting this subject and reaching to this place. This is not, into a nutshell. This world is so big. You can read or study anything, and you can just present yourself as a job, or as a practitioner, or as a performer anywhere. Because the actual way of learning and studying is to opening up our learning process, to build up our concepts. Because learning is limited, and we keep on imagining that learning that encircles the world. We learn up to an some level, and then we keep on imagining in circles and bring for the society, present it with the concepts, and the success is waiting. So all the viewers listening to me, psychology aspirants, you are heartily welcome to this world of psychology. There is ample opportunity at the any of the specializations you opt.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Little question related to it. When we talk about mental health, but when we again talk about the mental health of mental health professionals, so as you has experience for serving the society in the field of mental health, so what will be your advice or suggestion or message to the mental health professionals, how they should maintain their mental health as a balanced, or how they should be remain ideal mental health?
See, like recently, I have shown a list of various therapies which nature has gifted us. if we see it very attentively with undivided attention, we find its core formula that is deep rooted with the concept of spirituality. When we build up our life with a pinch of at least spirituality or spiritual concepts, then we always at a 90 degrees straight moving ahead, crystal clear and very clear for ourselves also. Because many initially, like over a period of time, when you are a mental health practitioner, when you are a psychologist or psychiatrist, you have a limited age of working, and after that you are also into an psychological illness. A common people still perceives in the same way. But now we are deeply working to the indigenous techniques, and I'm very much fortunate of learning to that university, Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, where the indigenous techniques are in the air. We have not studied or very hardly worked upon it. It is being naturally inbuilt inside us, because the way we live there, the lifestyle, the routine, the curriculum we follow is, so the USP is the indigenous techniques. If we have a pinch of spirituality inside us, no worries about balancing of mental health or so much pressure of mental health, because we are into that profession. So the spirituality is the master key here.
Thank you so much, ma'am, once again for your valuable time and wonderful presentation. At last, what will be your message to the whole world, whole humanity through this session? What you wants to say to the whole the world? A positive message we can say. So, what will be it?
Yes, for sure, Samir, because my entire session was, always entirely urging and requesting to keep mental health handy all the time for everyone and everywhere. So, we need not to wait till the last time, last minute, or last date when we are rushing to a doctor or a hospital, or what to do, what not to do. We are stressed up, we are frustrated, we are anxious, we are nervous. So it is better. This is the time, here and now, from today and now. We keep blending ourselves, our routine, any of the professions, any of the age groups we are, but it has to be. Initially, it was a ladder of age that, oh, kids, बच्चों को क्या करना है? But now, for kids, it may be school children, maybe toddlers, maybe high school students, maybe college going students, everyone. From womb onwards, the training of mental health has to be a part of mandatory life. We need to carry every day at back of the mind that mental health, there has to be an alarm. So this is my closing statement remarks for all the listeners, that from womb onwards, start inculcating practices, ways of mental health gifted by Mother Nature in any of the ways we like, on the basis of our choice, or the natural music and dance, which is a very uneffortful technique gifted by Mother Nature. Just play a music and go with the flow. Thank you very much, Samyak and entire team, for having me in this auspicious day, fine evening, sharing my thoughts. Thank you very much.